Okay, we're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, we are streaming on YouTube. Now, presentation. Okay, great.
Voy a dar acceso.
Yeah. Enter everyone. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. You know what, Federico? What about if we go out of the presentation for now so I can see who is here? Welcome, everybody. Wendy, Christine, Jolene, Nadia, Umika, Wilena, Kat, Diana. If I can see you, that will be great. That will be awesome. So I can see the people who are here. All of us are parents who want to be secure for our kids. This is a kind room. This is a respectful room. This is a loving room. So you're safe. Open the mic. Open the. Hi, Wendy. How are you? Great to see
Good to
you.
you.
Are you working? I see that you have your headpiece
Yeah.
on. That's
Yes. I
awesome.
work from home.
How old are your kids?
Therefore,
4.
4 twins.
yeah, I have twins.
That's great. I have twins too. My twins are 9.
That's great.
That's great. So are they boys or girls? Or
Yeah, they're 2 boys. They're in preschool right now.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so we are going to set up a clear intention for this class. My request is to set up a clear parent-centric intention. So if you could please type in the chat or open your mic and say hello and let me know what your intention is. I always start all my classes and sessions with this because it gives us north of where we want to be. It gives me, the teacher, a clear understanding of what your needs are and your kids and you as well. And then yeah. So what is a parent-centric intention versus a child-centric intention? A parent-centric intention is rooted in self-responsibility. I am the responsible for my parenting, and I am the responsible to bring peace to my home and to my dynamic with my kids. That's a parent-centric approach. A child-centric approach is focus on the kids. How do I get my kids to be respectful? So it is not rooted in self-responsibility. The kids are the ones who need to change. We are self-responsible parents. So I encourage you to let me know in the chat the ages of your kids and your parent-centric intention. Let me give you an example. I want to understand of what I need to do to break away from my own toxic reactions so I can be a secure parent for my children. That's the example of a parent-centric intention. So if you could please type it in the chat so we hit the ground running. Hi, Jolene. And if you open your video for a second, that would be great. So we get to know who is here. That's awesome. Kids' age is under 2. Okay. My intention is to cultivate more patience in myself. Okay, awesome. Lace, now that your mic is open, what's your intention?
Oh,
Me?
Yes, you're the
Okay.
one with the mic open. What's your intention?
Really, it's mostly on the boundary respect. It's not clear with my child. My child's 4, and I don't know where to begin on that approach. And I just want to really just get to a level where everything's mutual respect and nothing is come up here or down there on the authority aspect of it. And I don't want to like abuse. I don't want to abuse my authority against my child. I just want like mutual respect. Like he's a person just like I am. It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter the like if he doesn't understand me or whatnot.
Okay, So this class is to stop toxic reactions and parent our children with peace. That's the title. What are you hoping to learn about yourself with this class?
Oh, the first steps to begin on whether to not really get to a point on life where it's already too late to create that relationship.
How
To
old is how are your children?
4, just one child.
Okay, not too late. They're 4. Okay, great.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. Okay, let me read a few more intentions and then we start. My children are 4 and 19 months. My intention is to, a lot of little kids. Okay. My intention is to not project my own perceptions of my children and their behaviors. This is a great class for that. We're gonna work on generational patterns today and deal with them with respect and kindness. My daughter is about to turn 1 Friday. Oh, a baby. Almost a baby. My intention is to not get triggered and learn how not to react when she's triggered. Okay, that's great. Those are great intentions. So what I noticed that this is a room with parents of young kids. If you have neurodivergent family, OCD, autism, ADHD, raise your hand. I want to know if you are a neurodivergent family, if you are autistic yourself or ADHD. I want to know if there is any diagnosis in the room that will help me tailor my teaching as well. Jolene, okay,
Yes,
awesome.
I don't know technology well, and I haven't used Zoom in a while, so I don't know how to write. I can't find my text area. But I have a 8, well, he's going to be 9 and 6-year-old, and a 1.5-year-old. And my oldest has been diagnosed with OCD,
Okay.
and I have ADHD, and my husband hasn't been diagnosed, but my friend who's a therapist seems to think that he also shows signs of ADHD, and he has OCD as well.
Autism, no?
No.
Okay. Okay, thank you. It's important for me to know that. Matter of fact, most of our clients in HIC parenting are neurodivergent families. Why? Because I'm a neurodivergent parent, and I guess that's that kind of parent who comes to our accounts in social media. So I'm so glad that you're here, Jolene. You're in the right place. You belong here. So Jolene, so just to let you know, if you look, are you on your phone?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you look on the bottom, there is a place where there is a little bubble chat that says chat. If you open that, you can see the chat and you can type stuff. Autism. Okay, Andre, I hear you. Okay, so Federico, let's go to the presentation. We are going to set up expectations. I'm going to tell you about exciting bonuses that I have for people who are here in the room, and then we go to the class. So this class is a parent-centric class. It's focused on you, the parent. And I'm going to share with you 2 steps to break away from reactivity and bring peace to your parenting so you can show up as a secure parent. Okay? So this class is not to fix your child's behaviors. This is not a child-centric class. It's to help you understand your own emotions and reactions, where they're coming from, so you can show up in a more secure way for your kids. And guess what happens when you show up in a more secure way to your kids? Their stress responses, which are the fight or flight, that comes in the form of opposition towards your instructions, aggression, or ignoring your instructions, their fight or flight will calm down. So your responses will always reflect to their behaviors anyway. If you are looking for a child-centric class with scripts and what to say to the child, those kind of things, tools, this is not a class for you. This is a class focused on you, the parent, and your responses, and your responses to your kids from a parent-centric approach, if that makes sense. Otro porfis. Is that clear? If it's not, please ask your question and we will clarify for you. So we are going to divide this class in 2 steps. Step number one is, in order for us to break away from toxic reactivity, we need to understand the root of it, so it doesn't affect your parenting today. And that's section 1 of this class. Section 2 of this class is how to start rewiring these patterns. And I'm going to give you I'm going to teach you the 3 skills that has taken me and 14,151 of our clients from reactive parents to secure parents. Okay, so these are the 3 skills of a secure parent, and that's section 2. So section 1 is focused on your generational patterns, and section 2 is learning the 3 skills of a secure parent. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Guys, can you hear me well, or do I have to close the window? Awesome, awesome. Once you have an understanding, awareness of where your pattern is coming from, so it doesn't pass on to your kids, and the 3 skills to be a secure parent, you will feel a lot calmer and more in control. You'll be proud of how you handle in challenging moments, and guess what? Your kids will feel safer and more open to listen to you. Otro porfis. Yari, hi. I think I already said who this class is for and who this class is not for. Let's go to the other one. A little disclaimer. This is not coaching. This is a class. I'm a parenting coach, but I'm here I'm having the teaching hat right now. This is a class with information. Now, if you need coaching, the difference between coaching and a class is information. Coaching is, imagine a football coach, a soccer coach who is on the field setting up the plan so the player is successful on the field. That's a coach. A coach is working directly with you on your particular dynamic, okay? So take this class as a space where you're going to gain a lot of great information, and if you need coaching, we can talk about that a little bit later, okay? This class is not counseling. I'm not even a counselor. I'm a certified parenting coach and therapeutic care provider. And then, yeah, that's it. That's the disclaimer. Let's go to the next one. What's gonna be the breakdown of how we're gonna do this? Part 1 is the teaching. Remember the 2 steps. Part 2, if you need direct support, instead of just having this general information, then I will share with you how you can access a free one-on-one call with us. So you can have that direct support. And then that's it. And part 3 is Q&A if we have time for it. Otro por, please. If you are new to me, to HIC parenting, I don't want to be rude. I want to introduce myself. If you are new to me, say yes, I'm new. I want to know if you just started following us the last week or 2 weeks. I want to know. So if you're new to me, hello, my name is Marcela Collier. I'm a certified parenting coach, former therapeutic care provider for children with neurodivergent brains, and founder of HIC Parenting Education Agency. My team of coaches and I have served 14,151 parents through our coaching services and products, break away from reactivity, and become secure parents by developing 3 skills, which are the 3 skills that you're going to learn today. And if you need help on the application of the 3 skills, that's what we have coaching for. And I will tell you in a little bit how you can access that as well. Otro porfis. On the personal aspect, I am a mother of twins. One is 9 years, no, both of them are 9. I mean, they're 9 years old. I raised a child in foster care all the way from 9 years old until adulthood. He's an adult now. One of my sons is neurodivergent. My former foster son is neurodivergent as well, autistic, ADHD. I am neurodivergent, autistic, ADHD, and I dedicated the last 12 years of my life learning how to break away from generational patterns because I was struggling with my oldest one. I was struggling. And I want to say that after I developed the 3 skills that you're going to learn today, I broke my cycle, and now I'm a secure parent for my kids, even with all my needs. So if you have ADHD, OCD, if you have a neurodivergent family or a special needs family, and you're like, I wonder if we can have more peace, the answer is yes, because I'm a testament of that, and so many of our clients as well. Otro porfis. Yari, could you please mute yourself for now, Audrey, and the ones who have the mics on? Thank you. Before we start, I want to show you the story of Zulay, because I know some of you might be like, but I have a lot of needs, but my children have all these behaviors, but I wonder if we could be peaceful. I want to show you the story of Zulay to show you that it's possible. So she's autistic, ADHD, her daughter as well. And she was parenting solo most of the day because she's a military wife. When she came to HIC parenting, she was drowning in reactivity, and her daughter had so many meltdowns. After she developed the 3 skills of a secure parent, she was in coaching for about, every person has a different process, but I think she was about 10 weeks. She broke her cycle and she became a secure parent, and this is what she's saying. Otro, por favor, let's play the... What pulled you to say yes to this work, and how do you feel now?
Desperation. I was very desperate for some type of support. Additionally, from being on the spectrum, my husband is in the military, and it's been night and day. Everyone here just made it so simple and so much less scary to do. And it turned my parenting around. A big help. I don't know how I would have done it without the group. It's been a lifeline for me specifically. And now I'm happy about being a mommy. And I feel like even with all of the issues I have medically, I am the mommy I always wanted to be.
Let's stop there, because
So,
from that moment on,
you
I
all.
was just crying like a little baby. I want to answer Kay, who asked this. So does that mean you don't need to heal your trauma? You just need these 3 skills typically to stop your triggers, so the cycle ends with you and to be secure. Okay, let me tell you the difference between therapy and parenting coaching. Most of our clients do both, and one doesn't exclude the other. So therapy, you do it with a therapist, and basically the goal of it is to help you heal from your traumas. We don't do that as parenting coaches. Parenting coaching is developing skills in you so the wildfire doesn't extend to your kids, right? So as you heal your traumas with therapy, you can show up in a different way to your kids, and the cycle stops with you. So basically, you will have the arrows on your back, but your children won't have the arrows on their back. Did I explain myself well? If not, please ask more questions, because I'm here to clarify everything. Okay? So when people tell me, do I need coaching or therapy? Well, the comprehensive approach is do both, if that makes sense. Do both. Therapy hasn't been stopping my triggers. Yeah, okay. It makes sense. It makes sense, because how I said, the goal of therapy is different from the way you show up to your kids. Okay, it's different from the skills you need to show up to your kids. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. And as Zulay, many other clients with autistic kids or non-autistic kids, neurodivergent families or not, military families, adopted parents, foster parents. We have parents from so many backgrounds and walks of life. They broke their cycle by becoming secure parents with the 3 skills that you're going to learn today and having awareness of their own generational pattern. They all did it because they once started with this class and they continue in a coaching process with us to help them apply the skills in their day-to-day life. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Remember that I told you that we're gonna have a lot of free bonuses and exciting things? Okay. Among the people who who stay until the end, I'm going to choose one to have a free one-on-one consultation with me. So all you have to do to enter to win is stay with me until the end in this class. And then I'm going to choose one of you to have a free one-on-one consultation with me. Maybe when I come back from Colombia. Right now I'm in Colombia. I'm gonna be here for 1 more week. So once I come back, you can be the winner and have a consultation with me. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So step number 1, understanding our unique toxic generational patterns so it doesn't affect your parenting today. Marcela, how come you don't go to the skills yet? Because if I go to the skills and we're still operating in automatic without understanding why we are reacting the way we're reacting, it would not help anything. So this is the first step. Let's go to the next one. I encourage you to take a deep breath, and we're going to start reflecting a little bit on the past. What did your parents or caregivers tell you when they were angry? And how did you feel? If you could please type it in the chat, please type it in the chat. Keep the chat open because this is not I'm not recording a video. I'm talking to you guys. I'm so happy that my parents don't speak English because I'm gonna talk about them right now. I had loving parents. I had loving, immature parents. What does that mean? That they were loving, but they didn't have the emotional maturity to remain secure with me during my hard moments, especially when I was having autistic meltdowns, especially when I was having oppositional defiant behaviors, especially when I was having demand avoidance. Demand avoidance is that when I feel an instruction on me, I resist it. Is that your neurodivergent kids? So the moment they have an instruction on them, they resist it. They were calm if I was having a good day and if they were having a good day. But if they were not having a good day among themselves or with my brother or even with me, they were reactive. They told me to be quiet. I felt rejected and I didn't know how to reconnect because they would separate. Okay. Lots of yelling in the house. No seas pendeja. ¿Quién te manda? Dummy. Nobody told you to do that. If I made a mistake, immediate reaction like a big gasp and saying my name very strongly. Marcela Collier, like that, I imagine. I was spanked, ears pulled, hair pulled, lots of yelling. Let's take a deep breath. Another question, another hard question. Do you remember, this is important, do you remember your parents or caregivers being playful and calm? And how did that feel? I have another one for you. Do you even remember anything? Do you remember your childhood? Because so many of our clients come and tell us, You're asking me all these questions, but it's so hard to answer because I don't remember. If you don't remember your childhood, there is nothing wrong with you. It's a defense mechanism that your young brain developed to block out very disturbing, triggering, and traumatic experiences in childhood. So it makes sense if you don't remember. All right, only remember calm, playfulness. I feel happy, but also cautious because I knew it wouldn't last. So it's kind of like you were walking on eggshells. Let's go to the next slide. Otro. Am I the only one? Like I grew up with loving dysfunctional parents. And before I had kids, I thought turned out fine. I was a well-adjusted adult. I treated people nicely. I was not faced with a lot of rage. Like I felt like I was okay. And then I had kids. And then my oldest one came to foster care with me. And then you're like, what's happening? All the rage started to flare up. All the confusion and the insecurities started to flare up. And then I found myself reacting. Either snapping, yelling, or let's go to the next one. Vamos a la otra. Shutting down. Is that you? You either reactive or you are withdrawn. But in between, it's hard. Or you try, and then it kind of like crumbles down. That's the cycle of reactivity. Reactivity could come in the form of active reactivity, yelling, snapping, spanking, or passive reactivity, shutting down and giving in. That is another form of reactivity. Some parents, let's go to the other one. Some parents kind of like bounce back and forth between one another. Some parents are more one than the other. What's you? Are you more like a 50-50? Are you more like 80% of the time I'm reactive, or it's kind of like I try to hold it in and then at the end I end up with one of these two? What's you? I remain calm for some situations and sometimes I don't. I react or shut down. I can maintain my calmness for only so long. 50-50. Okay. I have news for you. I want you to look at me dead on the eye because I want to tell you that this reactivity, you did not create it, this reactivity. You did not create this reactivity. You are not a bad parent because of this reactive cycle. Because this reactivity is generational. Let's talk about this. Let's dismantle some myths about the root of reactivity. That will give you so much peace, I promise. Let's go to the other one. Vamos a la otra. Let me know if you relate to one of these three causes. This is usually the three causes that parents tell themselves of why they are reactive, either yelling, snapping, or shutting down. Number one, I react this way because my children just won't listen. Is that you? Number two, I react this way because I'm just so exhausted, so tired, sleep deprived. I have too many things on my plate. Then at the end of the day, I need to drink water. Number three, I just react this way because I just don't have enough tools. Even though you read all the reels and you read the books and you watch the podcasts, you still kind of feel like there must be a tool that I don't know. I don't have enough tools. Is that you? 1, 2, 3, 3, 1 and 2. What's you? Okay. So these are common things that parents tell me in coaching of what they think they're reactive. And these very same things gives them so much anxiety because there are things that they cannot control. They cannot control, you cannot control how somebody else is gonna respond to you, even if that's your child. The demands of the day, sometimes they pile up and it's something that is just happens sometimes. And then not having enough tools, believing that I don't have the enough to parent my children in a secure way, that's a very helpless way of seeing parenting, because parenting is like parenting in a secure way is outside of me. All these three things create so much anxiety in parents because are things outside of them, nothing that they can control. And I'm here to tell you, Caitlin, Lay, Andre, all of you guys, that none of these things are the root of reactivity. Let's go to the next slide and bear with me. Don't give up on me yet. Don't give up on me yet. I promise it's gonna come around. It's gonna come together. And then you convince yourself that these outside of yourself things are the root of reactivity. And then you have these stories coming to you. I feel like I'm failing. I feel like I'm not doing enough for my kids. I feel like I'm not capable enough. I feel like I'm a disappointment. What is the story that you're telling yourself? I feel like such a horrible human being. Abigail, I want to give you a lot of love because you're not a horrible human being. You're a good mommy. I'm not doing enough for them. Thank you, Love, for your vulnerability. Hey guys, could you please give Abigail and Love and all the parents who are opening up their hearts, pouring out their hearts, love. Just go to their comment and love on them. How do you feel after you react? That's basically my question. Please type it down. The worst person is just so painful to be causing pain for my kids. I feel like I'm repeating the cycle of failure, guilty. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Listen, chronic reactivity or shutting down doesn't come from external factors like your children or the busyness of the day or of the tools that you think you don't have. It comes from these narratives. Because let me tell you this. Let's go to the next one. Anything that you say after I feel like is not a feeling. It's a belief. You are believing that about yourself. You are believing you're a failure. You are believing you're not doing enough. You're believing you're not good enough. You are believing you're the worst parent. You're believing nobody hears you. You believe in all the things that come after I feel like are not reality. They are or feelings. They are beliefs. And these beliefs do create feelings like the overwhelm, the anxiety, the anger, and the feelings do create the reactions. I react because my children won't listen. I react because I'm too busy and I don't have enough tools. It's like if we have a leaky roof and we blame the water for the leak on our roof and not the hole on the roof. One is the consequence of the other. Children's reactivity, there is a brain development piece there, but it becomes chronic when there is an environment of reactivity fueled by these limiting beliefs and narratives. The I'm so tired is another consequence. I work with parents all day, every single day, for many years. And once they end their process, their coaching process, at the end of their coaching process, they still have the same responsibilities. They still have the same newborn who wakes up 2 hours every single day around the clock. And at the end of the day, they're physically tired, but they're not so emotionally exhausted from all those limiting beliefs and all these suppressed emotions. They're physically tired, but they're not emotionally exhausted. So they can remain within their window of tolerance and end the night on a better tone than when they started their process in HIC parenting. So do you see that what we say is the cause of reactivity is the consequence and not the cause? Usually the parents who believe I don't have enough tools, but yet they read all the books and they watch all the reels, are usually parents who have an internal belief that they're not good enough. So nothing they do ever will be good enough as long as they have that belief. If it's making sense, says it's making sense. If you're having a hard time wrapping your head around this, say it too, please. Please say it. It's important for me. Great, great, great. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your openness. I know for the first time that I hear all these things, I was like, oh, my head hurts, but thank you for your openness. Let's move on to Marcela. So am I screwed if I have these beliefs? No, 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 no. It's important for you to understand, have the awareness of where these beliefs start. Let's go there. So this is kind of like the most academic portion of this class. What I encourage you to do is to take a screenshot so you have it on your phone. And later on, post it on your stories on Instagram, tag us HIC Parenting or High Impact Club, so we're able to see that you're in the class. Let's talk about where generational narratives, because that's what they are, where they're coming from. So from 0 to 7 years old, you were in your pre-operational stage of development. Your children under 7 are there. Between 7 and 8, continuing and forward, you enter your operational stage of development. Why is this important to know? Because when we are in our pre-operational stage of development, we don't have self-beliefs yet. You are not believing you're a failure yet. You're not believing you're not good enough yet. Why? Because in our brain, we operate from our limbic system at that stage of development. What's our limbic system? Our emotional brain. So before 7, nothing you lived in the interactions that you have with your parents was processed through your logical brain, but through your emotional brain. What does that mean? that you didn't make sense of anything. Everything was how you felt. This feels good, this feels bad, this feels connected, this feels disconnected, this feels love, like I feel love here, I don't feel loved. I feel how I feel. Every time you're interacting with your children in the pre-operational stage, they're never making sense of anything. They're never like, Mom had a hard day. That's why she's snapping and yelling, or Dad had a hard day. That's why he's in his room. He doesn't want to play with me. That's why he's distant. No, they are these feels. Have a question. What was the most common feeling you had on that stage of development? Question 1. And question 2, what was the most common feel that you believe your children have right now in your parenting? Nobody loves me. Dread and uncertainty. Okay. I'm a bad child. Fear of doing wrong. Confusion. Shame. What about your children? What is the common feeling your children in pre-operational stage of development are having right now? Not sure about one, but my oldest, who is 9, says we hate him when we even have the slightest tone. Okay. So if he's 9, he already has beliefs. I can't do anything right, or is this safe? Okay. So there is a beautiful thing that happens once you turn 7 or 8 years old, between those 2 ages. My twins are already there, they're 9. You enter your operational stage of development. Listen to this, because this is such a paramount part of your development that shapes the way you're parenting right now. At that moment, you scooped up all the emotional information from the pre-operational stage of development, and you started translating all that emotional information into beliefs. So if your pre-operational stage felt connected, guess what your belief is gonna be? I'm loved, I'm worthy, I'm connected, I belong, I matter, etc. If your pre-operational stage was the opposite, then I'm failing, I'm not good enough, I don't matter, nobody hears me, I'm failing, I'm a disappointment, etc. If it was ambivalent was sometimes I feel connected, sometimes. So your beliefs are going to be ambivalent as well. And depending on how the balance was, how the scale was, if it was more disconnected responses to connected responses, then your beliefs are going to be off balance too. Even though you know you're a good mom, the I'm not a good mom belief will prevail. Does that make sense? So if you have a child 8 and older, they already have self-beliefs. And for sure you have self-beliefs because you are an adult. Marcela, I have a teenager, I have an older kid, so what? Is the damage already done? No. There is something beautiful that you need to know, and it's the hope. According to neuroscience, there is something called neuroplasticity, and this applies for kids and for adults as well. What's neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity says that if we give our brains consistent stimulus or consistent experiences of the opposite, we start rewiring our neural connections and developing new beliefs. So what does that mean? If your child who is 7 and older starts seeing a consistent, secure parent, they're going to start rewiring their brain and developing more supportive self-beliefs. The scale is going to start going higher on the connected aspect, on the secure aspect, and down on the other, on the limiting aspect. I've seen it so many times with my clients in HIC parenting. There was a mom, she has, this is not part of the class, but I just remember her story. Her name is Patty, and then she has a 19-year-old and a 4-year-old. And she came to coaching to prevent the relationship with the 4-year-old to end up like the one she had with the 19-year-old. The 19-year-old lived at home, but basically it was like a ghost. She did not reach out to her. She did not want to tell her her things. She was just there. And it's because she grew up with insecure parenting. So she came to coaching to save the relationship with her son, the 4-year-old. When she was done with her process, with tears in her eyes and in my eyes too, she said, I came to save a child, but instead, I gained my daughter back. That was so beautiful to hear. They're so beautiful. She came to save her relationship with her 4-year-old, and she gained her daughter back. And she's 19. Because she started, that teenager started seeing a secure parent. Then her brain started wiring and rewiring in a different way, and they have now a secure relationship. That was so amazing. And we cried, and then I'm so happy for Patty and her husband. Okay, so is this clear? Where your reactivity is coming from? Let me give you an example, a real life example. Let's go to the next one. So let's just say that this is Caitlin. Caitlin, I'm gonna pick on you because I see. So I don't know Caitlin, but let's just say this is Caitlin, and Caitlin has a daughter, a strong-willed daughter, and her daughter is kind of ADHD. She is ADHD, which is like she has a hard time waiting patiently. She needs instant gratification. The ADHD, your daughter. And what happens? She grew up with the limiting belief, I am bad when I have boundaries. Why? Because growing up, when she tried to speak up, she was met with punishment, with yelling, with spanking, etc. So she became a people pleaser. And now she has this belief, I am bad when I have boundaries. So let's just say that she goes with her ADHD daughter. The daughter, imagine she's 6. She goes to the grocery store, and then the daughter wants a toy. And then she reminds her of the boundary. Sophia, remember that I told you that we're coming to the grocery store just to grab groceries. We're not doing toys right now. So she tried to hold the boundary. She really tried. But then little Sophia, because she has no impulse control and she struggles with delayed gratification, etc., ADHD, etc., she has a meltdown. And then the belief, I am bad when I have boundaries, kicks in when Caitlin sees someone with judgy eyes looking at her. So she's like, oh, she gives in. And then now she's kind of feeling yucky because she feels permissive. Then she gets to the car, and Caitlin already feels a little triggered because she's feeling permissive. And then Leo Sophia is having a hard time buckling up, and then she's taking too long. And now Caitlin is a little snappy. And then she's driving home, and then Caitlin gets a call from her father. Hey, Caitlin, I need you to come home, to come to my house to help me with these and these insurance papers. Dad, but I'm about to get home and I don't have a lot of time because Sophia needs to get ready for soccer practice and I don't have a lot of time. The dad, who raised Caitlin to be a people pleaser, he enters into guilt tripping. Okay, no worries. I'm used to doing everything by myself anyway. I can, if I can do my life, like I can do this, I can do this. I don't need you. Caitlin, I am bad when I have boundaries. Triggered. Okay, Dad, but I'm gonna be now for too long. She goes and she helps her dad, and now she comes home and she doesn't have enough time. Now she's rushing to get Sophia out the door to soccer practice. Leo Sophia has ADHD, so she gets easily distracted and she takes longer and they get to soccer practice late. And on the way back, Caitlin is yelling at Sophia. And then Caitlin comes to coaching because she really needs tools to get Sophia to listen to her. When she really needs is parent-centric coaching to work on these beliefs so she is able to have boundaries with Sophia, boundaries with her dad, so her life is not this chaos. Do you see how our beliefs create our feelings create our reactivity and reality, and ultimately our dynamic with our kids? If this brings things home, say yes. If no, say no. I want to know where you are at. Okay, beautiful parents. So let's go to the next one. I already said what the cycle is. Let's go to the next one. So this was the real life Caitlin. Her name is Naomi. By the way, now she's a parenting coach. But she was a client in HIC Parenting a few years ago, and that was Caitlin. So she enrolled in other parenting courses and programs that were very child-centric, meaning general scripts of what to say to the kid when Sophia doesn't want to listen, going to soccer practice. And she was still running on fumes because the root of everything was not addressed. And she thought that nothing was working. She was very discouraged. It was hard for her. By the way, she doesn't have one, she has 3 kids. Once she came to parent-centric coaching in HIC Parenting, and she learned what you're learning right now, and she started applying the 3 skills of a secure parent that you're going to learn in a little bit. This is what she says. Pongamos el video.
I've been a part of another parenting program, and it was a lot of the words, do this, say this, act this way, and I was getting very frustrated because none of it was working for me. Like, I was really, really trying, and I knew what I wanted, but I had no clue how to get there. And even with the tools that they were giving me, I was just like, I can't. Like, I'm trying to do them, but it's not, like, my children are not responding the way they say the kids will respond. And I don't know, like, how to, like, and it was just a lot of me like, I'm just not doing it right. I'm a terrible mom because they say this works and it's not working. Being able to join this has just been so enlightening for me to be able to understand and just feel the security within myself. That's been the biggest shift, so that I can show up, for them, being able to learn. And I think the biggest key, and this is what I've
told all my friends to like go and learn. It's been so transformational for me. So yeah.
And how do you feel now?
I feel very, I don't know, empowered, I think is the biggest thing for me.
Parents, I want to give you peace with this. The child-centric scripts that you learn in social media have not worked now because you're a bad parent or your kids are bad kids or you have two strong-willed kids or your family's too special needs. Is none of that. It's because you've been trying to apply child-centric tools without working first on your parent-centric aspect of your parenting. Okay? In HIC parenting, we help parents develop a new identity with 3 skills. It's kind of as if, for example, the difference between knowing tips and strategies versus being the parent that your children need at that moment, if that makes sense. Is more identity based with 3 skills. Okay, skills who are not tools, is basically abilities that you develop to be able to show up in that way. Okay, so that's the reason why those child-centric things have not worked. It's not because they're bad things or they're wrong. I apply child-centric tools all the time, right? It's because trying to apply something while I'm a failure, I don't have boundaries, I'm not good enough, all those things, it would not work. None of that would work. It's like going to the gym but not knowing how to exercise or how to move. Exactly. Exactly that. Let's go to the next one. So we are done with the first promise of this class, which is unraveling the source of your reactive pattern. Do you believe that it was accomplished? So now we're going to the second one, which is I'm going to show you what these 3 skills are, okay? Again, I want to give you the disclaimer that this is a class with information. And what creates transformation is not information, is the application of the information. And for that, some of you may need coaching. Some of you may be like, I can do it by myself. I couldn't do it by myself. I had to have coaching to be able to develop these skills. Okay, so let's go with skill number 1. Let's go with skill number 1. What's his name? Federico. Let's go with skill number 1. Vamos a la habilidad número 1. I have an exercise here that I always do before I teach the skills, but this time I'm gonna do it the opposite. Okay, so everything wraps together with this. Vamos a la habilidad número 1. Okay, that one. Okay, write this down. Just imagine for a moment that instead of blame, shame, spanking, yelling, consequence, taking your things away, isolating you in a room, instead of all that, you got a parent who understood why you behaved the way you behaved, who understood the needs beneath your behaviors. Imagine how your childhood would have been if you had that parent. That's skill number 1. And this is the skill of mind sight. Mind sight, not mindset, mind sight. So the skill of mind sight is knowing what's underneath the behaviors, which are always needs. In coaching, we will help you unveil your child's particular needs. For now, I want to give you like a little formula that may help you. When you see a behavior, stop for a second and think. How is my child feeling to be behaving that way? And if he is feeling this way, what would he be needing? Just by intuition, you're gonna have a response. There are 5 basic needs that we talked in coaching, and how I said we could help you with the nuance aspect of it. But in general terms, that's how you go from punishment to helping your children with their needs. How is my child feeling for her to be behaving this way? And if I were to be feeling this way, what would my need be? I can figure out how their feeling is when they're defiant, not wanting to brush teeth. Let's help Kay. If you are not wanting to brush teeth, what could possibly be the feeling there? Let's just place ourselves like this. Let's do it you. Like if you don't want to brush your teeth for X or Y reason, what could you be feeling at that moment? Let's help Kay. Let's type it in the chat. My son doesn't like the taste. So if your son doesn't like the taste of the toothpaste, what would the feeling could be? Uncomfortable, okay. Tired, okay. What else? Scared, yeah, possibly. Anxious, if it's sensory related. Toothbrushing is a sensory activity, so possibly anxious about the sensory experience. Okay. What else could he be feeling? Too tired. Yeah, sometimes my children are so tired that they just want to go to bed. They don't want to brush their teeth. They may want to have the independence. So what's the feeling there? They might be feeling a little controlled. I don't know. So if you're having those feelings, if you're feeling nervous about the toothbrushing experience, if you're too tired, if you may feeling a little out of control, what is the need there? Just out of intuition, guys. I know we are not in a coaching process right now, but let's do this exercise. What could that child be needing at that moment? Options, comfort, choices, support, attention, patience. There you go. I'm so happy. Yes, there you go. There you go. When we have mind-sight skills, we stop trying to control a behavior and stop a behavior, and we enter ourselves into the mindset of how can I help my child with their needs? That alone will help the child a lot more, and it will help you a lot more. What would have happened to you if your parents had mind-sight skills? Let's go to the next skill. Imagine you have parents, and by the way, I am oversimplifying these 3 skills so much because with our coaching clients, we take at least 6 months to develop these skills. But just because we don't have time, it is a 90-minute class, I wanted to give you like the overview of what these are. Imagine, skill number 2, imagine that you grew up with emotionally regulated parents. How would your childhood would have been if you grew up with parents who knew how to feel their emotions? That's the second skill that we develop in coaching, the skill of emotional regulation. And I'm going to define to you what emotional regulation is right now. Some parents come and tell me, Marcela, but I try to be calm. I try to take deep breaths. I try to not get angry. I try to remain patient. Is that you? If that is you, listen to me. Diana, listen to me. That's not emotional regulation. That is not emotional regulation. That's emotional suppression. You're feeling angry, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling frustrated, but you're trying to convince yourself to be calm, to be patient. You are gaslighting yourself, which is denying your own feelings, and that takes you to suppression. And that's why you can, at some point, you're gonna explode because you're building and building and building until it bursts out. Emotional regulation is the skill of living all your emotions, including the uncomfortable ones, in safety. It's knowing how to welcome anger, how to welcome frustration, how to welcome anxiety, and still remain safe with your kids. That's why you don't have to be healed. We leave that for therapy. You don't have to be healed to be a secure parent if you have this skill. And it takes weeks of coaching to develop this skill because you have to decondition your nervous system from automatic responses and condition your nervous system to not fear your anger. What do you mean, Marcela, fear my anger? Most parents fear their own anger. I know that if I get too dysregulated, I'm gonna yell, so that's why I'm trying to be calm. You are fearing that at some point you're gonna get angry. In coaching, we rewire that so you don't fear your anger. So you're like, anger, come here. I know how to handle you. So I know how to remain secure with my child. Let's go to the next step, the next skill that we develop. This is the skill of discipline, of positive discipline. We already had this conversation with my son about the roadblocks, that he cannot get more roadblocks, and he keeps trying to get me to give him more roadblocks. Or I already had the conversation with my daughter that she needs to clean her room, or that she needs to get ready in the morning, and that's not positive discipline. That's not discipline. Discipline is not placing expectations on our kids. Discipline is setting up systems and developing skills so they are able to have the behavior that you want them to have long term. Let me give you a simple example. So this kind of like, so I can bring this point home. If you tell me, Marcela, you need to fly this plane, you need to fly this plane, you need to fly this plane, that you need to fly this plane, that's an expectation you're placing on me. But if you show me and you teach me and you develop in me the skill to fly the plane, then I will be able to. Children don't need expectations, they need systems, and they need skills to be able to do better. They need the systems. Your ADHD daughter who struggles with task management and time management needs the systems and the support to be successful. She doesn't need a consequence. She doesn't need a punishment. She doesn't need more expectations. She needs a system, and she needs someone there to develop those skills in her. Right before this class, I was for a full hour with a couple of a 10-year-old autistic child, helping them develop these systems so he could have responsibility over screen time. They are one-on-one coaching clients. So that's positive discipline. So let me kind of like summarize. If you are a parent who knows how to regulate your emotions, if you are a parent who understands your child needs, and if you are a parent who knows how to develop skills, you can be a secure parent for your children, even if you're neurodivergent, even if you're not all the way healed yet, you can. Now, my question to you is, do you believe you can become this secure parent? Yes or no? Amazing. Let me take you to the invitation. And this is a free invitation. Let's go to the invitation. Invitación. So my promise for this class, which was understanding the root of your reactivity and teaching you the 3 skills to become a secure parent, I already delivered that to you. Now the ball is on your court, because information alone won't do anything. Application is what will create change. Sometimes we need support in order to apply. I need it. If you believe you are that parent who needs that support, I have an invitation for you. On the screen, there is a QR code, and Federico is going to place a link in the chat. Do this right now before all the spots are taken. We're a small team, so we don't have a lot of spots available. My invitation is to book a free session with us. That's it. To book a free session with us. The first thing that you are going to see once you click the link is that you are going to have a pre-call questionnaire. Answer those questions with intention, because you are not our clients, so we don't know your story. That way we get to know you beforehand and we get to prepare for our time with you. Okay? What's the promise of this session? The promise of this session is that you are going to have an assessment, a nuanced assessment of what's going on in your parenting dynamic, what's keeping you in the red zone, and we are going to see how these skills could help your family. At the end of this session, if you are like, man, I need more support, I need you to walk me step by step, hold my hand as I master these skills, then let us know and we will share with you how we work with clients, and then you will make a decision at some point if you want to join us or not in coaching. If you believe that the assessment was good enough, you are going to walk out with nuanced clarity about your parenting dynamic, and it's going to be of great value to you, regardless if you become a coaching client or not. If you become a coaching client, that will be amazing, because it's going to be the preliminary start of your coaching process. Any question about this free session or about anything? If you are the winner of the free one-on-one consultation, this is something else, okay? This is, you're going to have this one-on-one session, and you're going to have another additional session with me if you are the winner of the free of the consultation with me. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions? I want to tell you something. change takes time. This class is just the start. And take this just as the start. When you go to the gym once, you're gonna have to go to the gym again and again and again to have to be able to get to your goals. So I encourage you to take heart and to commit to apply these skills in your family and to walk the walk of secure parenting. I want to show you, as you work on booking this one-on-one session with us, I want to show you the story of Roberto before I announce the winner of. So why is Roberto so special to me? Because he came to this class as a spanking father. He was spanking his daughter. And at some point, he believed that spanking was the way of raising her and gaining her respect. And then there was a point that he saw that it was not working anymore. It was not working because she was becoming scared of him. And then after this class, he talked to Elena, to his wife. He attended the one-on-one session too. And not on that free session, but eventually he became a coaching client. And this is what he's saying.
So before I started the parenting coaching, I spanked my daughter that one. I spanked her twice. I remember one time, it broke my heart. And I was like, oh my gosh, she is scared of me. After that happened, I said, this does not work. And that's when I was like, okay. I saw your videos on Instagram and I was like, I really resonated with your message. So I understood that. And I was like, okay, I need to do better as a parent.
Roberto, how do you feel in your parenting after all the work here in HIC Parenting with Holly, with the program?
I'm a different parent. I don't know how that, like I tell that to Elena sometimes. We're sitting down and I'm like, babe, I'm a different parent now. And I'm like, I'm proud of us. I think 2 weeks ago, a week ago, I'm like, babe, I was like, I'm proud of us. I'm like, we're different parents. I was like, if we didn't take the class, we'd be completely different. And this really, affects the trajectory. Like if I didn't do this, where would I be in 20 years? That's what I kept thinking. Where would my relation with my daughter be in 20 years? And so these little things that I've done with the coaching with HIC, like, I'm like, oh, I'll be friends with my daughter. She's going to love me. She's not going to be scared of me. She's going to come to me with her problems. I love my dad. And I'm like, wow.
I have a question for you, but before I want to help people in the chat, some people are not finding spots. Because someone didn't find a spot doesn't mean you won't, because the calendar always shows you the spots that we have available on your time zone. That makes sense, okay? So if you cannot find spots, then join the waiting list and we will call you as we go through the waiting list after we help the parents who booked, and then as we go through the waiting list. My encouragement is that if you have not started your process to book your call, and you really want this space, do it right now. So you don't get to a booked out calendar, if that makes sense. Daisy, Kay, Federico, ¿estás ahí? Federico, say hi.
Hi, I'm here.
Federico, read what Kay and Daisy is saying, please, and help them. Okay? Okay? Fede?
Yes,
Okay. I need the feedback. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay. So, guys, there are some parents who tell me, I know that my thing is just the routine. If the routine is out of whack right now, and that's why I'm reacting, and the bedtime is just 2 hours, if it weren't 2 hours, I would not be reacting. If I just fix the routine, I think things could get better. That was Marcus, one of our clients. He thought that because he was having a 2-hour bedtime routine with his daughter, ADHD, 6-year-old daughter, and he is ADHD too. And then she was in and out the bedroom, like it was a 2-hour thing. And at the end of the 2 hours, he just consistently lost his temper and yelled at her. What happened? The first weeks that he started developing emotional regulation skills, just with the first skill, which is emotional regulation, he started being a lot more consistent when it came to his responses to her through bedtime. And in the very beginning, the first week, the bedtime was still the 2 hours, but he was not reacting at the end of the night. What happened the following week? The bedtime started getting a lot shorter. Why? Because the child was not expecting his reactivity. So her nervous system started calming down, and melatonin and oxytocin and all the good hormones that you need to fall asleep started to come a lot earlier for them. At the end of the process, once they develop all the skills, their bedtime went from 2 hours to 20 minutes. And on his own words, he said, I went from trying to put a grizzly bear to sleeping with a teddy bear. And his daughter became a lot calmer and more secure and happier. And guess what happened the next day? They were rested, they had their full night of sleep, and they didn't have as many power struggles and meltdowns because they were rested. So do you see how one thing takes to the other? Do you see how the lack of routine out of whack, is a consequence and not a cause? Vena, could you please DM that to Federico? Federico, DM that, DM
Yes.
your email to Fede. Maybe
Yes,
don't
I'm
put it in the public chat, please. Yeah. There are some other people who have told me, Marcela, I just have way too many kids. When I had one child, I was the secure parent. But now that I have 5, that's why I'm so reactive, because I have way too many kids. Is that you? That was several of our clients, and one of them that I remember just now, her name is Ariel. Ariel or Ariel? Ariel. She has 4 kids, and she was believing the same thing. And this is something that she noticed when we were in the portion of generational patterns, because generational patterns is part of coaching, if that's what you need. She was grieving her former life when she had 1 kid. And she was trying to do all the things that she did when she had 1 kid versus now that she has 4. So she was exhausting herself to the point that she was so reactive with all her 4 kids, because the internal belief was, if I'm not able to be and show and do the same things I used to do when I had 1 kid, then I'm not good enough as a parent. That came as well from internal nerves from childhood. Oh my gosh. So what happens? When we touched on positive discipline, we developed systems for her, considering that she has 4 children. So routine works for her current lifestyle, not for when she had 1 kid, because that's not her reality anymore. And guess what happened? Once those systems started to fall and flow in place, she started to calming down, and therefore her children started to following it a lot easier, because she was not reactive, she was secure, and she had a system that worked for her, considering her lifestyle. So do you see how one skill helps the other one? Mindset, positive discipline, and emotional regulation skills are a 3-legged stool. One doesn't work without the other. And her having way too many kids and being reactive because of it was not the cause of her reactivity. but her baggage and her expectations based on her beliefs. And that's all those things that you're going to learn in coaching. Learn about yourself in coaching. Any other question, guys? Do you have, I'm in the Q&A portion of this class. If you have a question, come up with the question now. Parenting question, please. The 3 legs. So the 3 legs are the 3 skills of a secure parent. Emotional regulation, to know how to remain secure in times of stress. Mindsight, to understand the child's needs and speak to the needs instead of stopping the behavior. And positive discipline, which is developing the systems and the skills so we are able to have a peaceful dynamic with the lifestyle that we have at the moment. These are a 3-legged stool. Emotional regulation, mindsight, and positive discipline is a 3-legged stool that works together. Just imagine, I understand my child's needs, but I don't know how to regulate my emotions. Would that work? No. Just imagine I have the perfect systems and the perfect discipline, but I don't regulate my emotions. That would not work. Or just imagine I'm a very regulated parent, but I don't know how to discipline my kids. Would that work? No. So that's why one doesn't work without the other. And we develop these skills in order. Feels too hard to do, but believe I can. That's the important thing, Kate, that you are believing you can. Because once, I don't know if you are going to, but if you do come to coaching with us, we will make it easy for you. We will break it down for you in a way that is digestible and that it makes sense and it is easy to follow, because we will get to learn your lifestyle, the way that you relate to your kids, your current circumstances. It's the same difference of trying to lose weight on your own versus working with a professional who understands your allergies, your eating habits, your lifestyle. It's different. Like if you're trying to lose weight on your own, it's just a lot harder. It's the same thing with parenting coaching. In this class, I taught you the skills. I told you what they are, and you can make progress on your own, but possibly it's going to be a lot harder and a lot longer. Now, my question for you is, what could happen? What is the cost of waiting, though? What is the cost of waiting to develop these skills? If your parenting keeps going how it's going right now, and this is a self-reflection question, not judgment. If your parenting keeps going as it is going right now, how do you see your relationship with your kids 2 years from now? Broken relationship, abuse, I see. How we connect with you, we cannot afford your one-on-one coaching. Go to the free session. Go to the free session first. Whether you enroll or not, you're going to live with a lot of great awareness. Will love me and need me, but fear me. He'll love me and need me, but fear me. Okay. Can you afford to wait to develop these skills? All these are self-reflection questions. I will pass on the generational trauma. You don't have to. You don't have to. And that's why we're here to help you, to fast track your progress. That's basically what coaching is, fast tracking your progress. Okay, guys, I'm going to ruffle the one-on-one session with me. Let's go. Let's do this. How am I gonna do this? 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 You know what? Fede,
Yes.
Who was the first person who booked a free assessment session?
Jolene Boldro.
Jolene, say hi. Jolene, you're the winner. You're the winner, Jolene. Say hi. I wanna hear your voice. Jolene, say hi. You're trying? Okay. Jolene, so now you have two things. No, three things under your belt. You have this class. You have your
Oh, I
assessment
think I got
session.
it.
Hi,
Did I
Jolene.
get it?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. Sorry. I'm really
So I'm
technically
rewarding
challenged.
your proactivity to become a secure parent.
Sorry, say that again. Oh,
I'm rewarding your proactivity to become a secure parent. You were the first parent
yeah. Thank you so
to go
much.
through assessment session. So you have three things under your belt. You have this class, the
Yes.
assessment session. Show up, please show up.
Yes.
Because from what you are, from the things that you're going to discover on the assessment session, I need that as information to prepare the coaching call with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Without the assessment, I would know nothing about you because you're not a client yet.
Yeah.
So I need you to show up to the assessment so I can have your package ready to prepare for your coaching call.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Federico, are there still spots available?
Let me check. Second. Yeah, we have 9 spots left for this week.
9 spots. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So these 9 spots are going to fill. Wait, hold on. These 9 spots are going to fill out today. I know it because I know it's always like that. So my encouragement is to make sure that you book your session. Book it right now. Book it today. Book it right now. Before, I mean, if you feel that you need it. If you're okay with just the classes, don't book it. But if you feel you need it, you want more nuanced support, you have more understanding of your particular dynamic, this is a great opportunity. Okay. And I have one last announcement. And this announcement is the first time that we do these, guys. For the month of November, because of Black Friday, etc., we are offering $1,000 scholarship towards coaching packages in HIC parenting for the parents who enroll in coaching in November. So if you do decide to eventually become a coaching client, depending on your coaching package, if you can use your scholarship, let us know. Let us know, and you can have this scholarship for joining us in a coaching process this month. That's it. You're interested in the scholarship? So in the assessment session, let us know. Let us know, because nobody else knows at this point, just you guys. So let us know that you were in this class, that you heard about the scholarship, the $1,000 scholarship. And then, yeah, if you enroll in November, you're gonna have it. How do we inform you? No, when you have the assessment, because we don't know if you're gonna say you want coaching. We don't know. That's not a decision we make. And we don't know if you need coaching. Maybe you don't. Who knows? Okay, guys. So let's go to the main room for me to dismiss this. I have a doctor's appointment and I need to go. Open the cameras for a little bit. Open the cameras for a little bit. I want to see you. I want to see you guys. I saw Diana the whole time. I saw you eating. I saw you watching. I saw Kay. I see Kay, Mari. She's cooking. Abigail. She's in the car. Karina. Beautiful parents. Beautiful parents. Oh my goodness. I love you guys. So, was this class valuable to you guys? Did you get something out of the class? Because I just hate going to free classes and living the same way, like living with nothing. Was this valuable? What did you get out of this time with me?
I'm grateful that I got a framework to work off of, because when you're searching for advice online, it's a whole bunch of different things from different people at different stages. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
now it's nice to have an order of what to work on.
That's great. That's great. What did you learn about yourself, Diana?
That I need to work on allowing myself to feel my emotions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that we can help you feel your emotions?
Yeah.
Do you believe that we can help you?
Yeah.
Did you book your free assessment session?
I got
Yes.
put on a wait list.
Oh, okay. Okay. We will call you. We will call you as we go through the parents. And I'm sorry, guys, in advance. I need more stuff. I'm just so picky. I have parenting coaches DM me all the time. I'm looking for a job. I'm like, I'm sorry. I only hire highly experienced coaches. You have to prove to me years of experience, and you have to follow, like, yes, I'm picky. So we still have a small team and we have a lot of demands. So I'm sorry, guys, in advance, but I need to protect my brand. And I want my service to be an excellence. So we will call you as we go through the parents. Okay, Diana? What other parent, maybe Abigail, no, she's driving. Adila, are you sleeping, Adila? Where are you at? Alina, okay. Maybe Mari, could you please unmute real quick?
I'm sorry. I
It's
just
okay.
finished the session. I'm literally sleeping. It's 2:30 a.m. I mean, I'm not sleeping. It's 2:30 a.m. where I'm at. I'm in Singapore.
That's being a committed parent. 2:30 a.m.
Yep.
And
My
she's
kids
here.
are sleeping next to me.
What did you get out of this time with me? With us, with all of us?
Just the same like Diana. To basically, I feel like I need to learn how to feel my emotions better. And what I got from your class today is yeah, a better framework. I know what to work on now because I read books, I watch videos on social media, but I'm like all over the place.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
believe that coaching could help you fast track your progress?
Yeah,
And become
indeed.
okay.
Definitely. I need that like now.
Okay. I hope to see you in the assessment session.
Me too. Thank you for your time.
Okay, guys, I love you guys. I'm a Christian, so if you don't believe in Christ or don't want to see me praying, you don't have to stay. You can leave right now, but I'm going to pray for you guys, okay, to dismiss this session. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for allowing me the opportunity to speak to this group of beautiful parents. Help me, Jesus, serve them with excellence. Help me, Jesus, serve them with the exact thing they need to bring peace to their parenting and be secure parents. I ask you, Father God, to bless their families, to bless their children, and allow them to see themselves how you see them, to see themselves as good parents, as capable, as powerful, and as enough, because they are. Thank you, Jesus, and take care of us the rest of this day. Amen. Thank you, everybody. Amen. Bye.